10 years ago, shopping online used to be a game of patience. Deliveries outside metro cities took weeks, while the return rate was almost 40%. That means that 2 out of every live parcels never even reached the customer or were returned to the seller entirely. Regional operators like Mother, Sky King, and Overnight lacked scale, whereas legacy partners like Blue Dart, DHL, and FedEx were too rigid with their processes. They were slow, expensive, and often unreliable. As online shopping increased day by day, consumer expectations for speed, trust, and transparency exceeded beyond what the market could actually deliver. Until 2011, when a new logistics startup called Delhivery came in and entirely disrupted the e-commerce logistics space in India. A moat is what differentiates your startup from the competition. It's things about your business that cannot be copied. Maybe it's a supply chain advantage, a killer content engine, or a founder market obsession that's impossible to copy. Great startups don't just build products, they build moats. And we're here to break them down. Welcome to What's Your Moat, where we unpack what makes India's most breakout brands hard to replicate. Delhivery entered India's 18 lakh crore logistics market with one clear problem: lack of a tech-enabled supply chain in a country on the brink of an e-commerce explosion. So a bunch of IIT graduates came together to build Delhivery to fix this long-standing gap. They built India's first unified asset-light logistics network using technology to their advantage. In just over a decade, Delhivery has grown from a local delivery startup in Gurgaon to India's largest logistics company. It now serves more than 21,000 clients, including Amazon, Nykaa, Boat, Mamaearth, along with SMEs and global enterprises. Its nationwide network spans across 18,000 PIN codes, processing almost 2 million parcels daily, and is currently valued at over $4 billion after its IPO. In today's episode, we unpack the 3 key moats that help Delhivery transform India's most fragmented logistics space into a tech-first nationwide network. Let's dive right in. Moat number 1, asset-light and tech-driven platform. When you think of e-commerce, you probably think of the product you're ordering or the website you're buying from. But behind that buy now lies India's biggest invisible problem: logistics. Companies like Blue Dart were built on large fleets of trucks, multiple warehouses, and fixed air networks, which required billions in upfront investment. They were efficient only when quantities were predictable. But India's fast-growing e-commerce market was anything but that. And hence, legacy players tied to their rigid processes simply couldn't adapt to the flexibility demanded by the digital economy. This was the market Delhivery entered. So, instead of trying to solve the problem by buying more trucks or building more warehouses, the founders decided to go asset-light by building a partner network. Today, Delhivery owns less than 10% of its fleet. The rest is run by local partners like truck owners, regional operators, and micro-entrepreneurs. During peak times like festive seasons, Delhivery doesn't invest in new trucks. Instead, it taps into the existing local partners who are accessible on their platform. This system keeps them lean so that they stay light on trucks and heavy on efficiency. But flexibility is only half the story. The other half is technology. With about 40 automated sort centers across the country, Delhivery scans, weighs, and automatically sends millions of packages, cutting hours of manual sorting down to minutes. The platform uses a built-in machine learning model that learns from millions of past deliveries, matches patterns like landmarks or common errors, and fixes messy addresses to reduce delivery failure. The proprietary routing engine then compares real-time conditions like traffic, congestion, and weather with historical data to map the best route. It automatically assigns parcels to the right vehicle. In fact, they also use forecasting tools to track shopping trends, events, and seasonality to predict demand spikes before they even happen. This helps them allocate extra trucks, staff, and partners well in advance. For the customer, this means 3x faster deliveries, accurate tracking, and reduction in failed delivery attempts by 20%. While the competitors do have their strengths, Blue Dart with their air routes, Shadowfax in metros, and Ecom Express in their Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, Delhivery has an edge. In metros, 80% of parcels are sorted automatically, and smart routing keeps over 60% of its fleets at full efficiency. Delhivery runs leaner, faster, and more flexible than rivals stuck with manual systems. Moat number 2, automation and AI. The logistics space was, and in some places still, is quite manual. Handwritten addresses, people sorting parcels by hand, and if you lived outside a metro, Delhivery could easily take more than a week. Now here's where Delhivery did something different. They made automation and AI the heart of their business. Let me break it down for you. Automation at scale. Today, if you walk into one of their automated sort centers, you'll see conveyor belts, vision systems, and even robotic arms moving parcels around. In metros, up to 80% of parcels are sorted automatically. That's not just faster, it's also way more accurate than a tired worker trying to guess if the smudged PIN code is a 6 or an 8. Address intelligence. Indian addresses can be pretty confusing. Some people write near this school, some add landmarks, some just write initials. Legacy players like Blue Dart still struggle with this. Delhivery built an AI-powered address intelligence system that actually learns these patterns. It autocorrects mistakes, understands fuzzy inputs, and boosts first attempt delivery rates, which means fewer returns and saves the brand crores in wasted costs. The routing engine. They use AI to make real-time decisions about which parcel should go on which truck and what's the fastest route, and even optimize everything based on hub congestion and fuel cost. It's like when you open Google Maps and it shows you the fastest route. Delhivery's AI does the same thing, but for millions of parcels across 18,000 pin codes. Predictive exception management. Remember, this is India we're talking about. Disruptions are normal. Heavy rains, roadside protests, random roadblocks. Delhivery's AI literally predicts these events. It reroutes shipments instantly, shifting loads across alternate hubs so parcels keep moving. That's why, even during floods or festive rush, Delhivery often beats rivals on delivery time. In fact, they can achieve next day or 2-day delivery in most urban regions, while legacy players like Blue Dart or DTTC often take 3 to 5 days outside metros. Reverse logistics. Return to order or reverse logistics is perhaps the biggest problems e-commerce businesses face. This happens when the products are returned by customers or not delivered in the first place. Managing these require high operational costs, complex inventory management, increased chances of fraud. Delhivery's AI flags risky orders, COD fraud, high return pin codes, and reroutes them proactively. For a brand, this can mean better customer experience and save costs on every returned order. Blue Dart, DHL, FedEx in India are still stuck with legacy automation and basic IT systems. Expressways and Shadowfax have started adding smart platforms, but it's mostly semi-automated, rule-based systems. Delhivery is the only one running deep AI across the entire stack. With every shipment, Delhivery makes its AI better. And in logistics, where margins are razor thin, this can mean your only chance to survive. So this isn't automation. It's a self-reinforcing moat. Moat number 3. Scale and network density. India's logistics network was never favorable for those beyond metro and tier 1 regions. Blue Dart and DTDC could move parcels quickly inside metros, but the moment you tried sending something to a smaller town, the system broke down. Deliveries stretched to weeks. For fast-growing e-commerce and D2C brands, this means losing out on an entire market share. Delhivery decided to rethink the network entirely. You see, several founders from Delhivery used to work as consultants at Bain, specializing in network planning for telecom. They cleverly drew parallels from their past experience to replace the traditional hub-and-spoke logistics mode with a telecom-like mesh network. Traditionally, a hub-and-spoke model forces every parcel through a handful of giant hubs, even if the parcel doesn't require a large truck. Delhivery's mesh grid instead connects local hubs across the country in real time. This enables local centers to connect directly with each other. Their automated sort centers and 65 high-speed sorters processes millions of parcels a day, far ahead of the manual systems that their competitors still run on. With 20 million square feet of warehousing space, including cross-docking hubs and dedicated facilities for returns, even the hardest part of e-commerce, like reverse logistics, was simplified into a minute job. That shift alone eliminated days of delivery times. A parcel from Mumbai to Guwahati no longer had to detour through Delhi. It could simply take the shortest route available. And when India's shopping season hits, Delhivery doesn't stall under the weight. It rolls out pop-up facilities and flexible staff, moving 200 million parcels in a single Diwali quarter. That too, without missing service levels, a strength even FedEx can't replicate. Today, Delhivery covers 95% of India's deliverable locations, the widest reach of any player. That translates into one-day delivery across most cities, while rivals take 5 days. For a brand in Jaipur, shipping to Sikkim in 2 days is no longer a dream. It's standard practice. Scale in logistics just isn't about size. It's about reach, speed, and adaptability. And that's the moat Delhivery has built, one that gets stronger with every parcel. The takeaway. Let's summarize. What makes Delhivery so hard to copy? Number 1, an asset-light, lean platform that scales without heavy capex. Number 2, automation and AI-enabled product that makes fulfillment faster. And number 3, a nationwide mesh network that serves 18,000 and more pin codes. But these moats also come with trade-offs. Running an asset-light marketplace of partners means constant quality control challenges. AI and automation demand heavy upfront investment, and in the fast-growing age of AI, capital-rich rivals like Blue Dart and Expressways are catching up fast. And while scale gives delivery reach, it also makes them vulnerable to margin pressure in India's brutally competitive logistics market. The big question now, can delivery keep compounding its advantages and become India's FedEx at a global scale? Or will the next wave of AI native logistics startups chip away at its moat?